All right. Now is that the same system that we're looking at hitting us?
Yeah, we're just on the outer bands of it. So this is a massive system. But if you have travel out to Dulles, Reagan, Logan, and Boston, JFK, LaGuardia, expect a delay because the core of that rain hits Monday morning.
All right.
So lots to get through, but we have a lot to get through too because we have a winter storm watch in place for Geauga and inland Ashtabula County that you see highlighted in blue there. It's for steady lake effect snow and reduced visibility. That's going to be a concern. So definitely watching this closely to see if it gets upgraded or if it's just going to be a winter weather advisory. But we've had some rain move through the west side at this point. Not too bad around downtown Cleveland. It's just been pretty cloudy at this point. But this is the behemoth that we were just talking about. It's working its way up the eastern seaboard. It has so much moisture, and it's just like unleashing a fire hydrant across the eastern seaboard here because it is going to be very, very wet. Now here's the National Design Mart hour-by-hour forecast. So this just kind of works its way up the eastern seaboard. And again, we get kind of the outer fringes of this as this system kind of brings moisture to northeast Ohio. But we have the changeover because of colder air being wrapped in. Notice those deeper purples. That is pulling in that colder air into the system, and that's why we have this changeover here. So notice that we get into that lake effect snow, but by the time we get to Tuesday, this is a distant memory because, well, it's all gone pretty much, except for a few flurries on Tuesday, and then it is much calmer as we head into Wednesday. But let's go hour by hour and from National Design Mart here because we really want to focus on what is ahead with the temperatures here. So we have more rain mixing in to start the day, but watch as this kind of works its way in. By 9 o'clock, again, we're still likely dealing with more rain than anything else in the atmosphere. I would say even until about lunchtime, it's the cold rain. The miserable cold rain that nobody likes, right? But then finally we'll change it over to snow by the time we get to about 1 to 2 o'clock. This is when it's not going to stick just yet. It will fall. They are those fat, what Betsy Kling calls dinner plate flakes. I mean, they are going to be huge, but they're very wet and they'll melt right on contact. But as things get colder and as this starts to set up in the snow belts, you'll notice this is really going to be targeting Ashtabula, Menor, Kirtland, over towards areas in Cuyahoga County, Middlefield, Chardon, Mesopotamia, and over towards areas like Euclid. You'll definitely get some of this snow here, but then it really is some of that lake effect snow activity in those narrow bands that will kind of work its way through late Monday into Monday evening. So notice it's cold for Tuesday morning too. So that's what we have to dive through. So in terms of what to expect, I'm going with 1 to 2 inches in that lighter blue, 2 to 4 inches in that darker blue. But again, some of this will melt on contact. So again, it's not precise in terms of what we're predicting right now. And then 4 to 6 really in that target here. And a light dusting the further south you go. But ultimately, this is generally the landscape of what we're expecting at this point. So a lot to get through. But again, this is relatively impactful because we also have really gusty winds, especially as we go through the late morning and into the afternoon. Watch as these numbers really increase. As this map lights up, that's when the concern goes up too. Look at those gusts near 30 to 40 miles an hour, especially in the afternoon. This is why that drive home could be on the tricky side with blowing and drifting snow around as well. So your Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast shows, well, we have snow that we'll be dealing with for Monday, but then Tuesday, some leftover lake effect snow. Wednesday and Thursday, cloudy and temperatures bumping up into the low 40s will warm things up, and it does not look like it's going to be all that cold for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, as temperatures could be pushing 50, Lena.
Ooh. Okay, thanks, Carl.